Hello, 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 colleagues and scholars. I am Dr. Eugene Pemberton of enda Education, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Now, I'm coming at you quite often this week because I want to make sure that I am connecting with all of my scholars and colleagues as we are winding down this semester of fall 2025. So today is November the 10th, which is a significant day for me, and I'm going to make sure I post the significance of today on my social media. But I wanted to do this video specifically geared towards my GED scholars. I have had quite a few of my past GED scholars, those who were in my program back right before COVID happened, and the world was going all over the place. And so unfortunately, many of those who were part of my program wasn't able to move forward and earn their GED because we were interrupted, sadly interrupted because of the crisis of COVID. But I also have those who are reaching out to me that were part of my program. And then, of course, life was lifing, and unfortunately, they weren't able to successfully complete the program. So I have so many of my returning scholars that are coming back, some of my scholars that are returning back and you're wanting to be part of our program. So one, I am so glad to hear that you have made a decision to move forward towards earning your GED, because having a GED, especially in today's world like these times where it is very competitive, in order to get employed, you're going to need to have at least the basics of a high school diploma or a GED, because you are competing against people who have high school diploma, GEDs, bachelor's degrees, for just even working at the basic level of employment at jobs. For instance, those who are working at fast food places now, they can be more selective of who they want to hire because there are so many people that are looking for a job right now. The job market is very, very tight. It's always tight this time of the year, even though we are in a different type of circumstances. I typically, when I speak to friends and family members and others, when we talk about the economics of the world we live in, the months of November, December, January, and February are typically your 4 months that are very, very tough when it comes to economic balances. That's why it is important that in the spring and in the summer, you set yourself up, your nest egg up, you get things in place so that when you get towards closer towards the end of the year, you don't have to be in such of a hustle mode to make sure that you have everything in place to cover for the winter months. Because it's winter months, typically hiring is slower. The world is slowing down. The focus is on the holiday seasons, but a lot of the companies, they're wrapping it up. They're ending their fiscal year. And so if they're hiring, typically it's just because of the holiday rush, but they're not bringing on a lot of extra employees because they want to make sure that they're able to balance their budget at the end of the year. And so because of that, again, there is a competitiveness when it comes to looking for employment, especially to those of you who do not have a high school diploma or a GED. So if you are in that situation, if that is your circumstance, I have been asked, what can I do right now to help prepare me for the GED exam? So first of all, let me share what we are doing and where we are. In the fall, we hosted 2 sessions. We hosted GED sessions in September and October for this fall semester, preparing those who wanted to earn their GED exams. And a lot of our scholars are doing such a wonderful job in passing those exams, and many are looking forward to having that GED as their Christmas presents, which is a great thing. So we're excited about that. But our last class was in the month of October. We are not offering any GED sessions in the months of November or December. And I had to just curtail my schedule in the fall and in the spring because I'm teaching now on a high school campus, plus I teach college courses, and then I'm also a student as well. And then I have my own personal things that I need to make sure I'm managing well. So I didn't want to overwhelm my schedule or not have the kind of availability that I wanted to have to help my GED scholars to be successful. And I'm also coaching college students as well. So there's a lot going on. So I had to curtail my schedule in order to be able to maximize my ability to be able to support others and give my best, put my best foot forward when it comes to GED scholars. So the next sessions that we are going to have will be sometime in the spring. I have not made a commitment of when in the spring of 2026, again, because I'm still working on my schedule as well. I have a couple of speaking engagements. Let me kind of slow down a little bit because I'm moving fast and it's late. So I have a couple of speaking engagements and workshops for the spring of 2026. And so I just want to make sure again that when I make a decision of when we're going to host our next GED sessions, I can truly make the full time commitment that is necessary so that I can give you my best so that you can perform your best as well. So in the meantime, in between time, what can you do? The first thing is, if you haven't set up a GED account, make sure that you set up your GED account. You can do so for free at GED.com. That's the first thing you need to do. If you have already set up your GED account, congratulations. The next thing you can do is take the GED Ready exams. Those are the practice exams for each subject for social studies, science, language arts, and math. So whatever subject that you need to test on, you need to take the GED Ready exams. So if you need all 4 exams that you need to take, then you need to practice, right? You need to take those GED Ready exams. If you just need two of the 4, 3 of the 4, 1 of the 4, then that's my recommendation. The next thing you should do is take the GED Ready exams. Now, why do I say that? It's because the GED exams, the Ready exams, have a similar look in regards to questions that you will see on the actual exams themselves. So those Ready exams will give you a preview of what you will see on the GED exams, as well as you will get what is called a score report. And the score report will tell you if you are ready to take the exams, if you are not ready. Also, the score reports will provide you with recommendations on what content you need to study for each subject that you take the GED Ready exams, which is very helpful. So for instance, if you take the GED Ready exams for social studies, okay, and you seem to have a good knowledge on government and civil information, regarding laws and governments, then that's probably not an area you need to focus on. You might need to focus on the historical part of U.S. history, understanding or gaining better knowledge from history regarding the first inception of the United States in the 1700s, the Revolutionary War, what caused the Revolutionary War, or what were the factors that led up to the Revolutionary War. You might need to be more knowledgeable in regards to the Civil Rights era or in the Civil War era in the 1800s. So the Civil Rights era was, of course, in the 1900s. So you might need to beef up your knowledge in that particular area as relates to the contents. So the same thing with, let's say math. Math, you may be really, really good with adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing, but you might not be that really good with word problems, or you might not be good in geometry or functions, okay, or even algebraic expressions. So when you take the GED Ready exams, those exams will let you know what area and what context, specifically what contents you need to focus on in order to improve your score. So that's why I'm a 1000% advocate of taking the GED Ready exams. And then once you take the exams, again, you look at your score reports and you begin to map out specifically what you need to prepare for and study to beef up your knowledge of the content so that you can have a better score. And you can create a map out of that. You can say, okay, week 1, I'm going to just focus on math. Weeks 1 and 2, math. Weeks 3 and 4, I'm going to focus on social studies and the specific contents in social studies in that subject, so that you can have a better knowledge of what that content looks like. Because that's my method of teaching. I want all scholars who are in my GED program to take the GED Ready exams and then send me a copy of their exams so that I can tailor my teaching to be able to really focus on the content that they need to focus on to prepare them to increase their scores. Because I don't want to teach on subjects on contents within the subject that you already know, right? And sometimes you don't know what you don't know until you take the GED Ready exams. So first of all, set your GED account up. Number 2, take the GED ready exams. Number 3, create a strategy for each subject. And I would say study for one subject at a time, not all 4 at the same time. So whatever your scores are in each, you have a score report for math, a score report for social studies, a score report for language arts, and a score report for science. Whichever subject you score the highest, that's the subject that you want to focus on. That's what we call a low hanging fruit. That means you are much more richer in knowledge with the content of that subject. So you just want to focus on expanding and gaining more knowledge. Resources that are available. Okay, so let's just say you take the exams, you have to beef up your knowledge. What resources are available? There are now, since I started this back in 2008, there are so much more resources that are available online via YouTube, websites that can help prepare you for the GED exams. So once you've taken the ready exams and get your score report, you can literally just Google or use AI, ChatGPT, and say, hey, this is the area that I need to improve as it relates to the content to gain additional knowledge or expand my knowledge in math, expand my knowledge in social studies. What websites can I go to help me to improve my knowledge, to expand my knowledge, to improve my score? All right, so that's my recommendation. So I'm going to kind of repeat what I shared, and hopefully you can follow and use this pathway while you are waiting to enroll in class. And maybe this pathway will work for you before you even enroll in our classes in the spring. The first thing is set up a GED account if you haven't done so. Number 2, take the GED ready exams. Once you take the GED ready exams for each subject that you need to test on, then number 3, download the score reports. Use your score reports to create a plan of action so that you can start strategizing to prepare for each GED exam that you need to take. You want to focus your studies on the exam that you scored the highest. And once you've done that, you can Google or use AI to find resources that are online that you can use to help you to gain additional knowledge on that particular subject that will provide you with the content that you need to gain additional knowledge on that particular subject. Once you feel comfortable, maybe take the GED ready exam for that particular subject. If your scores have improved to where you see that you are ready for the subject, my recommendation is go ahead and take that exam. Schedule your exam on the GED website, and you never know, you probably can be and will be successful. So hopefully my tips will be helpful for you and you can move forward with preparing for your GED exams. For additional information and to know what we are doing to help you as a scholar for GED, the GED ready exams, please stay tuned and connected to our website, which is endaseducation.com. Also, we have a Facebook group that helps provide information for GED scholars as well. And the link to our Facebook group is also available on our website. All right, so well, thank you so much for tuning in, for watching this video. I am praying for you. I know that you will be successful towards preparing to study for your GED exams. You can do this, you got this. And so if you are trying to make it happen before the end of the year, it is not too late. It is not too late. I believe in you and I know you can get it done. You guys have an amazing week and stay tuned as we come back to you with all things education.